Hello and welcome to the GameBytes Show video podcast. I'm bringing you a little bit of some casual bites, which is kind of what we call when we want to do some streaming, but alright, we'll try that again, this time without the mic on mute. Welcome to the GameBytes Show video podcast. My name is Jared Red-Eyed Dunn, and today we're bringing you some hot and heavy Guild Wars 2 World War vs. World action. So, kind of an off night for us, but wanted to kind of jump in on Reset Night. And if you're not aware of what Reset Night is for Guild Wars 2 World vs. World, this is when the weekly World vs. World, so it's actually 3 servers versus all, one versus one. They go at it, and it resets on Fridays at around 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So all the maps are fresh. You have to go recapture everything, refortify everything. It tends to have the biggest showing in terms of combat, kind of open field combat too, not just like a few people here or there defending keeps, but it's good. It's a good way to do it. I'm gonna have to turn down the game volume. Having trouble hearing, so sorry if you're enjoying listening to sounds repeatedly, but there you have it. Just a note for if you're viewing, for our viewers, there is a delay on this stream. I did set up a delay. This is a competitive event in which positioning is absolutely critical, so I don't want to tip our hat to the enemy should they try to join in and follow along. However, short little delay should kind of take care of that. Should make this kind of a non-issue. So. The other thing I want to kind of point out is I am running TeamSpeak with these people that you see running around me now. I do not have that in the stream. I didn't want to have to turn on my adult-only warning for the stream. We try to keep it family-friendly-ish around the GameBytes show, so definitely kind of wanted to maintain that. So you can see big combat happening right here, live on the GameBytes show. Lots of pain. Bringing the pain. Being brought the pain. Lots of pain everywhere. And I went down. So, yeah, that was a pretty big scrum. I was unfocused. Oh, we're rallied. Oh, down again. And I'm uber down. So, World vs. World is open field combat. For those who may be uninitiated with its style. Ooh, bag of loot. So I'm going to go ahead and waypoint back here. But yeah, it's open field combat, so there's no such thing as an unfair fight, I guess, unless you're cheating, I guess. So if you bring more people to the fight, then good for you. You very well could win. You can see there, we actually got tag teamed. Both the other enemy servers showed up at the kind of the same time there, so now I'm performing, the walk of shame here, returning from our spawn point back to where our my friends were. So I'm trying to get back there quickly. Trying to traverse the ground. Unfortunately, I really like my build. I play as a guardian. I play as what I call my crit meditation guardian, so he focuses heavily on critical chance, which is 52%, but with my meditations grant something called Fury for 4 seconds, which ups my crit chance by 20%. So as I use these, sorry if you heard that sound, ad played in Twitch there. That ups my crit to 75%, 70%-ish in there somewhere. So, you know, every 3 out of 4 hits, you know, statistically speaking, will perform a critical hit. And then when I do critical hit, it's 196.7% of my damage is performed. So, pretty good. And then, of course, the meditations, which some of them get rid of conditions, which things like burning or if I'm stunned. Some of them do damage. Real great stuff. I really like the build. It's very powerful. It tends to be kind of glassy for such a heavy class. If I'm not careful, I can find myself in a world of hurt real fast. But if I'm paying attention, I can sustain for a significant period of time. Oh, I forgot something here. Okay, hold on just a minute. I apologize. A lot of what I just said was probably muted. My mute key and my push-to-talk key in the game were bound to the same. I've had this issue before. You think I'd learn. That's no longer an issue, so I apologize for my awfulness. Top quality entertainment you can expect only here at the casualBYTES show video podcast. And I believe we are regrouping here, so we'll go ahead and do that. Get my banners. Got trolled by someone there. Excellent, excellent. Go ahead and repair. One of the, I guess, sort of death penalties here in this game is your armor takes damage as you might have seen the icon. It takes damage when you die. It's super no big deal. You can repair it at like these vendors with the, I don't know, broken shield icon or whatever above their head, or at an anvil, or with a special, I don't have any, but like a special consumable you can have. It actually costs nothing. They removed the monetary cost from it from a while ago. Now it's just, you have to remember to do it, otherwise eventually you get like one warning for each set of armor, and then if you die too much it starts breaking and you lose the effectiveness of that armor. So one of the things, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about Guild Wars 2. what kind of, I talked about a lot on the audio podcast, a few times in the news. We talked about some of the kind of controversy around the expansion, the pre-orders for the expansion when those were announced. There's a little bit of some let's call it internet drama, so that you're on par with how I feel about that. And then, of course, I mentioned it in my what I'm playing lately, and this is one of those games. It's just under 3 years old. The original game, Guild Wars, is, I think, just celebrated its 10th year anniversary, which is insane. Since Guild Wars 1 entered closed beta, I pre-ordered that basically the day it came out. Was so excited for it, or the day the pre-order came out. Since that hit the street, that game or this game, one of the two games, sometimes both, have been installed on my computer forever, on every computer I own. It's just, it is the game I play just all the time. Not necessarily all the time. I do play other games, of course. You've seen me stream them. You've heard me talk about them. But it's the one I just keep going back to. Of course, what helps with that is it is a buy once, never pay a subscription fee type game. Sorry, I just got a message from the wife, which distracted me a little bit. So it's one of those games, definitely easy to jump in and out of, in my opinion, periodically. I like the way it plays. I like that you can get in and get stuff done without having to spend a ton of time working at... Ooh, actually, we must have some Revenants. So this week is... yeah, Revenants. There you go. This week is a beta weekend for the new class in the expansion, the Revenant. You can see I've got one highlighted here. Wolfie Spirit Claws. And what's interesting about that is previously when they were doing those kind of beta events, they were limited to some of the expansion zones that were also being beta tested, but this weekend is the first time that you've basically, they've allowed the Revenant, the new class, out in the wild, intermixed with the old content for testing. So interesting to see them here on World vs. World. Curious to see how that plays out. Alright, so we're moving along. So this is the group I normally run with. Really, mostly what I play right now in Guild Wars 2. They were doing story content releases. Of course, it came with like a main campaign when you started. Every couple of weeks, for a while, they did 2 seasons of that, what they call 2 seasons, which is a pretty good chunk of content, really. And so, of course, I was playing those as they came out. I did the main story, which was, I mean, okay. But really what has kept me coming back is this World vs. World, this Borderlands combat, where you basically have enemy armies fighting other enemy armies. You can see we're actually attacking, here we're attacking their garrison. So in the map, you get a keep here, and or a castle, if you want to call it, and like a main castle here. Ooh, I need to get away. I'm about to die. So basically, this one is difficult to capture, but it can really hinder the enemy's ability to wage war on you. So we're ramming down it. You can see we got battering rams. Let's pick this ram up. I'm actually on the ram, so you get to see what ram siege combat's a little bit like. It's kind of dull. Basically, you get a few new skills, and the way you fight changes a little bit. Anyway, it's pretty good. So we're going to knock down this gate, and we're going to go wish this Keep Lord happy birthday. I don't want to run right through that. That looked like death. So, kind of trying to regroup here. Oh, I did not mean to attack that NPC. I don't care about NPCs right now. Oh, this is not going well for the Red Eye. Up, down. So yeah, I got stuck. All my skills were on recharge. Not much I can do there. There we go. So for those joining, I just kind of want to reiterate, I'm playing World vs. World, which is competitive. This is reset night, which is sort of a big deal. It's when all the maps reset and everyone has to kind of go at it again. So I have set up a delay on the stream, so bear with me if you ask questions, and it takes me a minute to think about what the heck you're talking about, because what you're seeing is in the past for me. So resetting. Yeah, so one of the things I'm most excited about with the coming out with the expansion is a full-scale change to what they call the Borderlands map. So, as I mentioned before, World vs. World is actually World vs. World vs. World. It's a three-way, one-on-one competitive matchup between servers. They're changed. So each of those servers has their own Borderland map, and then there's kind of let's call it a central map that nobody controls. Everyone has like a corner of that everyone kind of vies for control. Now that's not changing, but the Borderlands are. So all three Borderlands are being changed to. It's kind of a more desert map. It supposedly has a lot more sort of side passages and canyons and secret passages, and the way that the towers work and everything. And some of the other things that are changing, which is really interesting to me, is the way that you do upgrades for towers, and the way that like guild claiming. Previously, you can, or currently, excuse me, you can claim. You can see that keep has like a flag with like a logo on it. That is a guild's logo, and we have a logo as well. You can see it like it's a mountain with a moon over it. It's supposed to look like a pizza slice with a pizza cutter, where the kind of fits with our theme. It's very silly. But the way that'll work will actually be more important. Previously, you could kind of do some little buffs. Like one of our favorite is +5 supply. So normally you can only carry 10 supply, which you can see up here. I have 7. But if you have this buff running for your guild and you claim a supply camp, you can give it +5 supply, so you carry 15. Pretty handy, really. When you have a group kind of this size, it can really significantly increase the amount of supply you have. Bummer. So, I mean, that's kind of cool, but the way they're making it, it sounds like it's going to be a lot more integral to sort of the upgrading of the keep. So guilds will be responsible for upgrading a keep, for maintaining it, or a tower, or a camp. Maintaining it, defending it, there's going to be allegedly a lot more sort of reward for defending, whereas right now there really isn't. I mean, you could literally spend hours upon hours sitting in a tower or in a keep just watching for the enemy, and you get nothing for it. You get no rewards, you get no benefits, other than when the enemy does show up, you can alert your server that they're there to try to mount a defense. It's real bad. In a lot of cases, what it ends up being, for especially unupgraded control points, you just don't even defend them. They're not worth it. It's easier to just let the enemy take them and come back in later and recapture it. What's that about spies? We should just advertise that I'm streaming, they can just watch along. That'd be good. I mean, God, if they're gonna spy, we might as well make it easy on them. Yeah, so world versus world. So we're just kind of running around. If you're not familiar with the map type, basically the way our guild kind of works, we don't really. I mean, we definitely stand and fight. We are all about making people turn into bags, which is loot bags. But some of those groups that are running are kind of blobby or Zerg-like in size, so basically we'll just be pulverized into tiny little dusty bits. So we just kind of make good our escape and regroup and go try again. Try to poke at some softer points. The servers are capped at how many players they can bring into each map, so you can actually see that Borderland had a queue. If you saw the numbers there, that's how many people are waiting to get in, and it's just like going to the bar, right? You have to wait for someone to leave before you can go in. Super drag. Anywho, so this is basically it. This is what keeps me coming back for more. I really enjoy the world versus world. Finding a good group is absolutely critical. I've run with this group for maybe a year and a half now, a good amount of time. Now we've changed actual guilds a few times. But overall, the kind of the core team has moved from server to server, from guild to guild, to just kind of stick together and do what we love doing. So. I need to quickly switch weapon. Oh, down. Oh well. So I've actually been on what I'm going to call a bit of an extended break from the game. Not really by choice, but kind of between you know, the podcast itself, which does take up a lot of time. I'll admit, you wouldn't believe it from how terrible the quality is, but it does take up a chunk of your effort available. And a lot of stuff going on, you know, kind of at work and that kind of thing. Whoop! That hurt a lot. I almost had that guy. Oh, I'm actually just ranked up. So you kind of saw it up there, rank 566, I think. World vs. World has its own ranking, kind of beyond 2 rares. That's pretty good. Beyond actual experience gain. So experience, of course, is how your character levels up. This character has been level 80 forever, for a very long time at this point. But World vs. World rank, let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Here we go. So you gain ranks, for doing things in World vs. World, and then you can unlock these other abilities, right? So like things that make you better at firing catapults. They give you extra skills for the catapults. They make you, do more damage to guards. I mean, all kinds of stuff that's, of varying use. Some of it's more useful than others, of course, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of nice to be able to kind of rank up, and you kind of see you get a name like Bronze Champion. So basically, they have these ranks, and then you start off going through like Squire, Knight, Champion, and then Bronze, Squire, Knight, Champion, and then Silver, whatever. Oh well, it could be better, I suppose, but it works. Alright, so here we are, once again, taking a tower, ramming the gate, and pulverizing it into oblivion with a giant battering rams. There are a few ways you can enter these sorts of defensive structures. There's that door, there's a wall here that can actually be targeted by catapults, or trebuchets, which are much longer range than catapults, but fire slower and cost more to build. There's a destructible wall kind of over here somewhere. So, there we go, rammed it down. Now the objective is to ignore all these stupid little NPCs that really don't do much and rush straight up to this person, Champion Tower Lord, and kill, maim, destroy. There we go. You get in this little ring, turns your color when no bad guys are in it, and you collect your loot. Oh, I got a lot of rares here today. 14. Sorry, they asked for a supply call, just to get an idea for how much we have, which is a quick, dirty way. There are more official ways, I suppose, to determine how much supply a person has, but sometimes you just need to have a quick idea. Do I have a lot or do I have a little? In this case, we've got quite a bit. So, just a few minutes left in the stream. Here is another way you can gain access and subjugate a enemy fortification. Here you have it. A Mesmer is capable of doing a short-range teleport. They cannot get in on their own, however. So, if we had, say, broken down the wall, or they had been in there when we had captured the key previously, if they can stay out of sight, you wait for the enemy bad guys to go away, and then you teleport in your army. So we just skipped an entire layer of defense here with really no fuss whatsoever. They just basically popped up to the top and we were done. So here we are. We're going to work on this gate just like we always do. There we go. Alright. So I tell you what, we'll get to the conclusion of this siege here, whether it be the successful capture, which I am certain it will be, knocking on wood, of this keep, this fortification, or us getting completely and utterly wiped by a much larger force. I wouldn't take that, that's for sure. Alright, keep Lord down, but there is a bad guy in here. Oh, no, we got him. Alright, so we got this. There's a timer up here, you can see it ticking up. Excellent! Excellent! We have captured the fortification. We are the mightiest. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me today in Guild Wars 2 World vs. World on Reset Night. Kind of gives you an idea of what World vs. World is and what it looks like, particularly on one of the busiest nights of the week. And if you enjoyed the stream, I really highly recommend you check out our audio podcast. We record twice a week on Sundays. So at the top of the week, we record a news and discussion topic, and then midweek on Wednesdays, sometime around then, we do a what we've been playing. So typically, Dale, Count Elmdor, Jeremy Lawman Lamont, and Legrand Jolly jump in. Sometimes myself when we need a sub, but mostly I just take care of the video and we talk about those things. So if you like to hear about video games, we try to keep it short. We try to keep it to right around 30 minutes. Most of the time we fail miserably. However, we'd love to have you join us. You can find us over at www.gamebyteshow.com. Of course, you have already found us on Twitch at twitch.tv/GameBytesShow. Or you can find our archives for our videos at youtube.com/GameBytesShow. Join in the social extravaganza. Ooh, there's a big group. Over at Twitch, or I'm sorry, on Twitter at GameBytesShow. So this is Red Eye. Thank you for joining me once again in some Guild Wars 2 World vs. World action.